Welcome to USA Global TV and Radio, where our mission is to provide education, entertainment, hope, and inspiration. USA Global TV and Radio connects you with experts and audiences all around the world every single day to help you succeed in business and to live a richer life. Visit us at usaglobaltv.com to learn about career and life-changing training and mentoring programs like the Listening Mentor. Subscribe to our newsletter to stay informed about our special programs and offers. Discover how you can become a guest on one of our shows or a host or producer of a USA Global TV and Radio show of your very own. That's USA Global TV and Radio, where the doctor is always in.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to USA Global TV and Radio in partnership with E360 TV. Hello, E360 TV viewers. Nice to have you with us. I'm Dr. JACALYN KERBECK, and our show today is A Woman's Prerogative, Part 1. There's also a Part 2, but it won't be taking place today. Just so you know, there's Parts 1 and Parts 2. So our topic today is, if I were a flower, I would be... fill in the blank, wherever it is that it takes you. So as you know, if you joined us before, we have an incredible panel of women from around the world, and each week we take on a new topic. So we're going to go in alphabetical order today as I bring up our first panelist. It's Caroline HEWARD. Hello.
Hello. Always lovely to be here. And we're actually in summer now in the UK, so it's very nice and warm for a change.
Well, I love when you change seasons there, because you go from having your blanket and your footies to everyone is completely drenched in sweat.
That's exactly where we are.
So I guess today you're somewhere in between. Fantastic. Well, we're going to get into a little bit about what you do and what other panelists do as we get the show going. So in alphabetical order, Dr. Justina MUTALE, welcome. Nice to see you today.
Thank you, Jacqueline, and thank you. Hello, Caroline, and all the viewers, including the viewers from 360 TV. Thank you. I'm delighted to be here. It's nice and bright in London, so everybody's in a good mood. We are all smiling. We are all happy. It reminds me of being back home in Zambia in Africa.
Oh, I love when everybody's happy. It's such a great place to be. So thank you for being here, both of you. Let's welcome Dr. Madeleine Chan. Hello.
Hi, Dr. JACALYN. Hi, Caroline. Hi, Dr. Justina MUTALE. And hello to E360 TV viewers and our USA Global TV viewers as well. Big sunshine day today. Hi.
The three of you are all filled with energy. I absolutely love it. We need more summer in London.
We sure do.
All right, let's get the show started. Let's go around and introduce ourselves. Anything that you want the audience to know about you and the work that you do. Let's go with from the bottom around, Dr. Justina.
I am the author of The Art of Iconic Leadership, which tells the power secrets of female world leaders. I advocate for the political and economic participation of women and girls. And of course, that's advocating for gender equality. And I also teach The Art of Iconic Leadership, as the title of my book tells, so that I can help you draw out your natural wisdom as a woman that gives you those necessary leadership traits that make women better leaders than men are. I was just recently elected president of the National Alliance of Women's Organizations. This is an umbrella body of over 100 women-led organizations in the UK, of course, advocating for gender equality and the empowerment of women and girls.
Woohoo! I am woman, hear me roar. Dr. Justina MUTALE, amazing. Congratulations.
Thank you.
It's an honor to have you with us. And let's go over to Dr. Madeleine Chan, who is sporting some, I think, pigtails today. I'm liking it.
Kind of like, well, they're a little bit like plaits, very loose plaits, really. But the reason why I'm doing this is because with the topic of the subject, but also because I've found out, I really feel that my role in this life is to help people connect to their star child within, to explore that inner world and work with the inner world, our higher consciousness, the soul, the creative heart, with the outside world and bring it to a balance. So that's what I do. I help people to be connected to their creative genius through their heart, connect to their soul, which then brings them into a star child essence quality.
Fabulous. Thank you, Dr. Chan. I love the smile on your face as well. Caroline HEWARD, what about you, my friend?
Oh, thank you, Dr. Jacqueline. I help people bust their stress. How do I do that? For 24 years now, I've been working with root chakra and psychology and root cause therapy. How do I do that? I actually help people identify the root cause that creates their stress in the first place. So whether it's physical, emotional, mental, or behavioral, whether it's a relationship that you're complaining about, whether it's a bereavement issue, whether you're feeling lonely, depressed, anxious, or stressed, however it's showing up for you, this will be a regular pattern, a regular way that you experience your life. And I work with you to break through the blueprint pattern that creates your stress. I also work with energy healing, and I've been working with root cause therapy and chakra psychology since 2000. So that's 24 years. And I look forward to helping you bust your stress.
Bust your stress.
Bust your stress.
Bust your stress.
I'm going to do a dance version of that.
All right, let's get into the topic today. You probably are wondering how and why I picked this topic. I actually had a very morose topic, and I thought, let's go with something really lighthearted. Let's not go with heavy and dreary. And flowers can signify so many things. So when you think about flowers, what comes to mind, Caroline?
Oh, for me, this was a really nice one. When I saw the topic, immediately I thought about my beautiful white lilies. And white lilies are just, for me, such a statement, and so beautiful and so huge and really unforgiving in their scent. You know, they fill a room. You know, when you know that you've had a bouquet of lilies, it absolutely fills the room. And I love them so much that I had them when I got married. I had a huge flowing white lily bouquet, which was very expensive. And I didn't realize how expensive they were. But I had a lot of people turn around to me and say that they were funeral flowers and it would be a bad omen. And I just wouldn't take on their stuff, you know. And I said, no, I love the lilies. And it really did look very regal. And so it wasn't like a little thing. It was a huge, you know, flowing. It flowed all the way down to the bottom of me. I'm only 5'2", but it was just so beautiful the way that it flowed into this huge bouquet and very heavy. So as long as I can remember, white lilies with the huge stamens, and I love it when they're buds and then they just open up and how huge they become.
I love that share. Thank you. And I love the fact that even though they were for your wedding, you don't have any negativity towards them because no. Who else likes lilies?
Yeah, I like lilies. But I don't have a story with them. I do like lilies.
I like lilies, but it's not, yeah, anyway. We like so many different kinds of flowers, so to speak.
I had calla lilies in my bouquet. I don't remember what else I had, but Madeline, you said you like lilies as well?
Yeah, I do like lilies. I think they're really nice for I think that to me, they represent purity, purification, just calmness, zen, and very pure. That's what they represent to me.
And that is what they are. They do represent, their meaning is purity, and it's also innocence.
Yeah, purity and innocence.
I'm not going to ask if they applied on the day of the wedding. So we'll go Dr. Mutale, what if you were a flower you would be?
First of all, I also love lilies, and I do like different kinds of flowers. Don't know most of the flowers or their names. And also, I don't know for example, I wasn't aware that the lily represents purity and innocence. So I don't know what most flowers stand for, but I do love, for example, white roses and of course, red roses. And we have been told that they represent love. So I do love red roses. I also love the tulips because they bring in the spring, you know, the brightness of the spring. But I think the flower that I really like is the hibiscus. Why I like the hibiscus is that it's not just a flower that just flatters the eye. This is a flower that kind of has a lot of healing properties within it. And it also helps humanity. So if I were to be a flower, I think I'd be a hibiscus flower because of the way it helps us with our health. It's got very strong immunity properties. And also, when I was growing up in Zambia, we ate the leaves of the hibiscus flower, and sometimes we cook the leaves together with the flower, so it served as a meal and of course as a food. And like I said, I've just been reading. I just wanted to reconfirm that I'm right on that. So I've got to read some of this from when I googled it. It says that of course it can treat you for loss of appetite if you've got heart or nerve disease, if you've got upper respiratory tract pain, if you have swelling or inflammation, if you have fluid retention, stomach irritation, disorders of circulation. It dissolves the phlegm as well. And also, of course, it's a gentle laxative, and it's also a diuretic to increase your urine input. And another study says here that it does prevent diseases like obesity. It can improve your metabolism, your digestive system, and of course, your gut health. So that is why I love and I knew that the hibiscus flower was my favorite flower because we used to eat it, and I understood that it had immunity boosting properties, but I didn't know that it had all of these properties that I've just read out. I just got them as we were starting the program so that I could so that I know that I'm sure what I'm talking about. So as a humanitarian, as a philanthropist, as somebody who works for world peace and to hope the world can get a better place, I'd love to be a hibiscus because then I know that the people in the world would be healthy, so to speak.
I love that. And we're all about providing education. So you just shared all that about the hibiscus. I had no idea.
I never knew that.
No, I had the idea, but I didn't know to what extent. Yeah.
Dr. Justina, doesn't the hibiscus have a really beautiful smell to it? Or am I thinking of something else?
It doesn't have a strong smell as such, but also, you know, you have hibiscus tea, of course, because of its properties. So it is it's a tea. The tea has got a good flavor, yes.
I love
But
hibiscus.
as a flower, I think its smell is kind of understated. It's not as strong, for example, as the roses are.
I think I'm thinking of mums. They're the ones that are around, right? No, maybe they don't have them in the UK.
That doesn't sound familiar.
Okay. Forget about those mums. All right.
Caroline and Dr. Madeleine, you know what the hibiscus flower is?
Yes, yesterday. Yeah, I had to still think for a moment. Yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to see if I can find a picture of it.
Yeah, it's not a hyacinth, is it?
No, it's hibiscus.
Oh,
I'm getting a picture of it right now.
anything to do with goji berries?
Okay, let's see if this is what you're talking about. Is this it?
Yes, that's it.
Okay.
Oh, that's beautiful.
That's the one.
Oh, I would call that a flamenco flower.
Maybe that's a flamenco flower, but no, it looks like the hibiscus too. The hibiscus looks like that. Perhaps they call it flamenco flower elsewhere, but as far as I know, it's hibiscus. And when I Googled it, it's the hibiscus that I know that came up. It looks like that. And then all these properties, they talked about it.
That's the one I pulled up. So, and here's what a mom looks like. Oh, they pulled up moms like mothers.
Well, that's what came into my mind when you said mum.
Here, let's see. This is what I'm talking about. Let me pull this up. Okay, hold on. These are the moms that I was talking about.
No,
wow.
Not that one.
No, so you don't have these there.
We don't know.
Okay.
No, we don't
We
have them.
might have them. Yeah, I think we do have them even in Zambia. This is a common kind of flower that people put just the way it is around the house. Yeah,
you'll find them in landscaping in the around the house. Yeah. Okay, so we learned what hibiscus is. We learned what a moms is. What moms are. We've learned about the lilies and purity and innocence. So I'm going to go over to Dr. Chan. What flower is it that you would be?
That's a difficult one, I was thinking, because there's two flowers, but you know what? I can only choose one, so I'll just go for one flower. A lotus flower. I'd be a lotus flower. And the reason why is because what's wonderful about the lotus flower is you don't see its beauty at the beginning. It's deep in the undergrowth, under the pond, where all the dirt and everything is there, and it's crafting it. It's growing, and for all the turbulence and all the obstacles that it grows through, grows up until it comes out of the water and greets the sky, greets another world, and then it starts blooming and opening out. So beautiful. And then it's supported by these beautiful lily pads, and it's just the dance. It's just the dance of of metamorphosis, of spirituality. It's, to me, it's the significance of wow, because you get white lotus flower and you get this color as well. And it's like they do the dance on the water. Once they've gone through that dirt and grime, they pop out of the water, and oh my goodness, the dance, the life, the love begins. That's
wow, that's something. Yeah.
That's
I was there dancing with those flowers.
That is beautiful, and the way you explained it, it
really is.
Well, the lotus flower also is symbolic for the crown chakra. That's what it represents. So how you described it, it's from the crown, So it's at the just above the top of the head. And this is where you're opening up to the universe.
Mm.
So it's your
Yeah.
uppermost chakra.
Thank you, Caroline. Thank you.
Thank you both. My favorite is a toss-up between one that is commonly found in many places, and I shouldn't say there where you are, but excuse me, in the States, and another flower that is very sophisticated, if you will. And whenever you have a bouquet and they're included in there, you know the price of the bouquet is going to be more money. But before I say anything about which one it is, until I started working with our team member, Amina, the pet psychic, we have a show called Coexistence and Sustainability. I would go and buy flowers for myself, cut flowers every week when I went to the store. And she told me that because of the fact that the honeybee is, slowly diminishing, we need more and more honeybees, that when we cut flowers and we pick flowers, that's fewer flowers for the honeybees to be able to go to. So I stopped buying flowers. So that being said, the one that I really love is the sunflower, because it can grow to be so tall, and it's almost like it's overlooking everything, and it looks like it has a smile on its face almost. And then when the wind blows and they all blow together, it's just a dance, and it brings joy. The other one is the stargazer lily. So I'm not sure if you're familiar with that one.
No,
I'm not familiar with that.
Okay,
Do you have a picture?
Yes, I'm going to show you. And I'm allergic to these, so it's a good thing I'm not buying flowers anymore anyways. Do you see them?
Oh, right.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's a lily.
Oh,
It's a stargazer lily. Yes,
Yeah.
it is a lily. It's a type of lily.
Yeah, I do like those. Those are very pretty.
Yes.
I've never seen that color before.
Yeah, now I can see it. I know exactly what it is. And those are very popular in England too.
And they're also, I don't know about lilies in general, but these particular ones are very messy, because they have I don't know what they're called, those little things that stick out and they drop all over the place. And then it's like you've got this pollen. I don't know if it's pollen or something else, but
it's a stamen, and it's quite poisonous to cats. All lilies have this long stamen which drops, and it stains. It literally goes very yellow wherever it is. So all lilies have this, and that's the thing that smells.
okay, that's what makes it
smell.
Interesting.
Yeah,
I didn't realize it
that's
smelled.
what gives it its fragrance. And just on the subject of pulling flowers and not having much for the honeybees, I have read very recently, so it's obviously a topic of conversation, not to pull up the dandelions in your garden, because although in England we call them our weeds and we're digging them up and pulling them out, it's actually what the honeybees go for, and it's food for the bees. And so I've seen a lot of dandelions in my garden, and I thought, should I? No, because I've read this article about it's food for our bees.
Interesting.
But I have also read that the dandelions, they make a good tea that helps with is it hypertension?
Yes.
Yeah.
Really? I need that.
Yeah.
Well, there are many types of things that you can eat or drink that will reduce all sorts of ailments. As you know, I talk about this a lot in my natural way of living and being.
Absolutely. So obviously we can't be flowers, right? Because we're humans. So do you let people in your life know that you like to receive flowers, or are you someone who purchases flowers for themselves, or do you really not have an interest in having flowers?
Well, I'd like to answer that, Dr. Jacalyn, to begin with, because it was a real thing for me that when I was married, my then husband used to buy me flowers. He didn't used to buy me very exotic flowers, but he bought me fresh flowers. And it always made me feel amazing. I always felt like it was just so precious to receive them. And it always brought a smile to my face, and I enjoyed them. And then when we split up, I stopped receiving fresh flowers. And there came a point that I decided to buy myself fresh flowers because I got such joy from them. And so to begin with, I actually felt it was something that I was to be given. And then I moved it from something that I received so much joy from that I started buying them for myself.
Fantastic. I love that. Because I've spoken to women who say, I'm not going to buy any flowers for myself. If they're not coming from someone else, then I'm not getting them. And I'd be waiting a real long time for somebody to send me some flowers. Now, would you consider buying a plant? Would you rather have a plant as opposed to cut flowers?
Well, you've seen my living room, haven't you? My kitchen. I actually transported with my move 30 plants. I have 11 plants in my kitchen. It's a big kitchen, and I have the rest of them in the living room. And so I have huge plants. I have a lot of what we call mother-in-law's tongue. I don't know, do you know that plant?
No, I'll look it up though.
Yeah, it's absolutely amazing, and they also have their qualities as well. They're very giving on oxygen. So my living room and my kitchen are very oxygenated, and the mother-in-law's tongue gives a lot of oxygen, and they also take out the carbon dioxide. So you can't be stressed with having lots of green plants around you, because they are very naturally giving you what you need and taking away what you don't need.
It says here they're called the snake plant. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's it.
Okay. Let me show what they look like so that people have an idea here. Although it doesn't want to pull it up. So there aren't any flowers. They're just leaves, right?
That's right. It's a green plant.
Yeah, it's not. I don't know why it won't let me bring it up. I'll try one more time.
Well, if you take me off screen, I'll go and get one for you. And show
I've got it. I can take you off screen too. Okay, this is it.
Ah.
Ooh, mother-in-law snake plant. Or mother-in-law plant.
Yeah, well, it's called a mother-in-law's tongue. That's the slang for it.
Do you think there's any reason why they would call mother-in-law and snake?
Well, if you look at them, it's got a very sharp leaf.
Yeah,
I love it. Dr. Chan, what about you? Would you rather? I know you have aloe plants. At least you did at your last place. Do you still have them?
Oh yeah, I've got even more now. I love growing aloe veras, and they always give a leaf when there's going to be an accident. It's almost they know. It's almost they're in tune when I need an aloe vera plant, or when I need some of the sap, the aloe vera sap. But no, I do. They're all having babies as well, so I can't keep up with them. My bedroom is literally full, and now I've extended it to the other bedroom, and they're downstairs as well. And it's like soon I'll need a greenhouse or something. But I do love them. I love my aloes, my family.
So you're literally being driven out of your home by plants?
Yes. Yeah. I gotta say. Seriously, I mean, my bedroom, it's full of plants. It's like I'm waking up to a little aloe vera forest.
I love it. Caroline, you did a little running there. Well, Dr. Chan, what did you come back with?
Well, I don't know whether this is going to show because it's green. So I'm just going to pick up this one. No, it won't show, will it? Because it's green. I should have thought about that. It's not going to show. They're all green. And
Looks like a nice sized plant, though.
Oh, can you see it?
I mean, just from the height of the leaves.
It's actually as tall as this.
Wow.
And that's the mother-in-law's tongue. And I have small ones as well. And also the peace lily is a very small white flower, and it's very green. So these won't show up because of the green screen. I've just realised it as I pulled them.
Well, you burned some more calories while you were gone, so that was good.
Absolutely. So I'm now surrounded by my plants, which you can't see.
That's nice, though. I don't have any plants at all. because anytime I've had plants, they don't really do too well, and it's kind of depressing. And I'm the person, I have to admit this, I've seen a number of things on Instagram where they have this big red X. I would take my scissors and start cutting off the dead part of the leaves. Like, you're not supposed to do that. But out front, we do have a number of potted plants that my mom had, there's an atrium here, and there were all these plants in there. And there's a fountain and all these lights. So I got the great idea to move some of the plants outside because I felt like they were all jammed in there. So I took them outside. Now they're all dying. So they would have been better off inside.
It'll be too hot for them outside, so they'll frizzle.
Well, the sun is so strong and it beats right on them. So I've been going out and watering them, and I discovered that we have a resident toad, and he's got black little spots all over him. And he likes to go where the air conditioner, the receiver, where the water drips out, and he's always under there getting like a little shower.
Can you imagine it?
You know who the resident toad is going to go? Is going to go in your next Lady Ella book.
Well, the next one is about lizards.
Oh, lizards and toads.
Lizards and toads. So as you know, I've said this before, this community, I guess South Florida just in general has a lot of iguanas. So we have the little lizards, but we have the big iguanas with the scales. I don't know what they're called. And typically they'll be on the roof. I think I told you at one point we had 16 living here until I called someone to come and assist. I won't even go into that. But now I've only seen maybe 3 in the community. So, but they eat flowers as well and leaves. Yeah.
Herbivores. They're herbivores.
They're herbivores. Exactly. So, well, my next question for you is, when do you recall, whether it was through your own doing or through someone else, that you received some flowers for a significant occasion? Like Caroline talked about her wedding day, and you always remember those flowers. Is there a day in your life that really stands out and the flowers made a big difference? We'll be back after this break.
Not on a romantic level, because I haven't really received flowers on a romantic level.
Do you hear that, gentlemen out there? It's time for some flowers.
Yeah, I'm still waiting. I'm probably going to be waiting another.
Here's how you can reach her. Okay.
I have received flowers for different occasions, and of course from some romantic partners, but it hasn't been that significant to say that the flowers had made a difference, as much difference as it did for Caroline on her wedding day. I think to me, flowers are just flowers, something good to look at, and not something that totally goes to my heart. Even if I wasn't feeling too well and someone brought flowers, I don't think it would make that much a difference to me. Of course, I'd see that it makes maybe the room look better, but the flowers don't have that kind of impact on me.
All right. Thank you for that transparency. And
you also talked about choosing between flowers and plants.
Yes.
When I was in Zambia, I used to have loads of plants. In fact, I used to call it a potted paradise because I had all kinds of green plants that when I came to England, I tried to do that, but because of the central heating, they just kept dying. I had the same experience as Dr. JACALYN, so I don't even keep any in the house as such. I have them outside in the garden. I have little, just a little one in the bathroom or in the kitchen, but not as much as I would love. I would love to have as much as perhaps Caroline and Dr. Madeleine have, but for some reason they all just kept dying, and I stopped trying.
Yeah, it's depressing when you're killing something. You want it to live, and no matter what you're doing, more water, less water, more sun, less, put it in the closet. Like, just like, I don't know what to do. So, and then there's always about the fertilizer. Yeah, I would talk to them, but it just didn't work out for me. But I know when I was dating this guy, he would send me these magnificent, huge arrangements. Of course, I'd have to go look up and see how much they were. And I'd be like, that is a lot of money to spend on flowers. Just give me the cash. No, I'm kidding. So I love flowers. I really do. I think they can change the whole atmosphere of a room and the way that they smell. But when they start dying, then that's kind of depressing. The leaves and then it's a mess. You got to clean them up, and I don't know. But
I was going to say, sorry, Dr. Jacalyn, with you saying about they're dying, what about the silk flowers that people have now? The artificial flowers that are so, I mean, they've moved on from when you used to go to the market and they were like £1 or £2 and they were just really fake, really horrible fake, grandma's best type of thing.
It's funny, in this house, the house is pretty much the same as when my mom was here, but in the other room, she had all these shells and all of these birds and all of these flowers that were fake. And the thing is, they're all dust collectors, and then if you think about it, the dust gets into your lungs, and who's cleaning them? So I just started packing them up with my sister and said adios. So I don't like having things that collect dust because we can breathe that in, and then that's a problem.
I didn't think about that. Thank you for sharing that, Dr. Jacalyn. I
You're
forgot
welcome.
about dust.
I'm going to step away for a second because I see something that my mom has over here that we're talking about. Another dust collector. Here it is.
Oh, that looks lovely though.
But but it's fake, and it's, by the way, it was $12.99. Thanks, Mom. $12.99.
But it's beautiful. It really is lovely.
But they just collect dust. I don't know. So.
I do have another story actually about being given flowers, and it was from somebody that I used to date, and he decided to take me out for my birthday, and he presented me with this huge bouquet, and have a guess what flower it was, and he didn't know what my favorite flower was. Have a guess.
Lilies?
Lilies?
They were striking lilies, only these were very like the ones that you've shown us, the pink and white lilies. And I actually took pictures of them, and they were still, you must have spent a lot of money on them, because they were still coming into bloom a week later. 10 days later, I still had striking petals, and I took pictures of them a week later, and they still looked amazing. And I posted it on my Facebook wall saying, look, this is what I have for my birthday, and they're still looking incredible. And it was such a surprise, because this particular person didn't used to buy me gifts, and the fact that he bought me a huge bouquet of flowers and chocolates and champagne, and it was the flowers that really got me. He said, well, this is what you should get on your birthday, this is the way that you should be treated. And that was the bit that he never bought me anything, and then he just sort of literally showered me on my birthday with flowers, chocolates, and champagne.
Do you want to say his name in case he's single?
Oh, I doubt it. I haven't seen him since.
If you think about it, at least here in the States, if you're going to go see someone in a hospital, they've got a gift shop and they've got flowers to take up to somebody. If a person has a baby, you bring them flowers. Yesterday was Mother's Day here and people had flowers. So flowers are really a part of celebrating. And then they're also part of the death process, right? With the lilies and even white roses I've seen at funerals. So I don't know what the history of the flowers are as to how they became such an important, I'm using air quotes, important part of different celebrations. I don't know. Anyone have that information?
Well, I think it might be related to the fact that it's nature. So we will use nature to celebrate, and the seasons bring different flowers onto the earth. And so, for instance, I mentioned about the dandelions coming up, and we're considering them as weeds. Do you know dandelions actually grow in most every country? I don't know of a country that they don't grow in as a weed. because it was a metaphor that I used to describe how to do the breathing practice that I teach. And I used to use that as a metaphor. So, you know how you blow on a dandelion? They go, yes. And everybody, it doesn't matter what country they came from, they knew what a dandelion was. It might have different names, you know, and sort of different connotations. But as soon as I said, you know, the one that you just blow, and gentle and all and they go, yeah, we had those. So I think it's our nature and nurture. And in our Western culture, we've forgotten a lot of that nurture and going with the seasons and being with God's earth. We've become much more, you know, into the technology and forgetting about the earth. So I think it is that it comes from the celebration of, it shows the seasons. Different flowers come up at different seasons. Snowdrops come up. When I see a snowdrop, I always think, oh, wow. You know, and then I'll see daffodils, and I always think in the UK particularly, that's spring. As soon as I see daffodils, it's springtime.
That's true. Flowers do signify the change of season. And then, of course, when I look out the window here, it's been so hot, and you know, we live in this community, so obviously there's other houses and whatnot, but there are places where the grass is brown because there's not enough watering that's taking place because it's so hot. And so, of course, then flowers are going to die. Then the creatures living have no place to go. They have to migrate to find flowers or grass. So the whole process of nature is really, truly amazing.
Can I also add something else, Dr. Jacalyn?
Did you raise your hand? No.
Yeah, please. No, please, miss, please.
Yes, you and the pigtails, yes.
Yeah. I'm just going to say, flowers have been introduced to the plate. When I went to Thailand a long time ago, they had flowers, nasturtiums, all these flowers that were edible. So flowers are now being introduced not only as healing, but also to induce, is that the word? To eat. You can eat these beautiful nasturtiums in salads. Ingest, sorry. Thank you.
Yes, that's true. And you can also find flowers in essential oils. They make them into essential, like rose, for example, is an essential oil. Now, I know Caroline's going to say yes, and probably Madeline saying yes. Do you all use essential oils?
Yep.
I know you do. I didn't know about Dr. Justina.
And also the flowers, and they used to make the perfumes?
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yes, we do.
Now, do you wear perfume? Madeline is a no, right?
I do, but I make my own.
Okay.
Oh, wow. Just for my own consumption, just for my own, because I do a ceremony with it when I'm mixing the ingredients. It's all natural, and I do a ceremony with it, like a incantation, like a love, respect to nature. Yeah, so I make my own because of the chemicals in perfume.
We should have you on Talking Heads doing an episode on that. That sounds interesting.
Oh yeah, we'll do actually.
Yes. Caroline, how about you? Do you wear perfume?
I do, yes. And I have to be very honest about it. I haven't even thought about, you know, I'm natural everywhere else, and I haven't thought about the perfume side of it. So this is really interesting to have this exchange, because it just never crossed my mind. I will accept the fact that I hadn't thought about it, and then, you know, sort of tell you my guilty sin. So when I was young, I was a real fan of Charlie. And it was a very old-fashioned perfume. You know, Charlie was just something. All the girls wore Charlie. It's like all the men wore Old Spice.
Right.
You know, I was a Charlie girl. You know, Caroline and Charlie just got together, and it really worked on my skin. And it was like a very soft scent. And then I had a very good friend that was into perfumes. And I was still wearing Charlie in my 30s and 40s. And he said, that's just insulting. He says, never tell anybody. He says, never admit to your guilty sin of wearing Charlie. So I think I must have been in my 40s when I was still wearing Charlie. And I just
like, she's the one with the Charlie horse. No.
Oh my God.
So I said, well, you know, I can't smell it, but other people say how lovely it is on me. And so, because it was so delicate, and so we went to this department store, and he got me to. He was a real professional. He used to work for a company marketing on fragrances, and so he went round, and I said, I just want it soft. I don't want it overpowering. And so we finally found one. It took him about 3 hours around all the different, sort of department concessions, and it's ultraviolet purple. And I've been wearing that ever since for the last about 20 years now, because I'm scared to go and, and essentially it really works. And I have the same feedback. Oh, that perfume smells really lovely. And it's soft, delicate, without being overpowering. And what you've shared, Dr. Chan, about the fact that, that you produce natural perfumes, it must be where I'm going with this, because I don't want to be overpowering. And I've not found a way to do it. So I'd like to have a chat with you about that, because it sounds like it's going to be right up my street.
Okay, that is it. I'm going to do it.
There, you two can chat right now between the walls. Go ahead.
Yeah, I think I'm also coming that way, Dr. Madalene, because I also love to wear a soft perfume. In fact, I only use one perfume, and I think growing up, I'd read somewhere that the perfume you wear introduces you. So if you pass this one, other people came. If they didn't see you, they'd know that Justina did pass here. Mm-hmm. And then I couldn't understand that I had some friends who had so many different kinds of perfume on their dressing table. In the morning, they wear one, lunchtime, another one, and then in the evening, they wear a different one. And also, just my system cannot take very strong perfumes. I sneeze, my eyes run. I think I'm allergic to some of either the chemicals or the scents that I put in those perfumes. So I'm more on the side of what Dr. Madalene said. The natural ones, I think, are the ones that would be good for me. And of course, I'd only use one perfume.
There you go, Dr. Chan. You need to have a what's it called? A master
class.
Master class on that. That sounds interesting. I love perfume. I've been wearing perfume for as long as I can remember, and I was always wearing one specific one, but now I have two. And I'll go into the closet and like, yeah, it smells like me in here. I love it.
Yeah.
It smells like me.
Love it. Do you have, Dr. JACALYN, do you have one for during the day and in the evening, as what Dr. Justina was saying?
So here's what I have to say about that. The one, and I'll say what they are, even though I'm not a paid spokesperson, but the one that's lighter is Coco Chanel Mademoiselle. And that's a lighter fragrance that you can wear anytime. And then the one that I have that's stronger, that I still will wear during the day, because remember, I'm in this house by myself behind a green screen. It doesn't really matter. It's made by a company called Baccarat, and it's called 540 Rouge. And it comes in a red square box with a gold top, and it's delicious. I absolutely love it. So I do feel badly, because I'm sure when I go to work out and there are people next to me, they might be like, although I've never seen anyone do it, but so the second one is probably the one you would wear just at night, as opposed to, because it's heavier.
It's heavier. Because I remember, I used to go shopping in Rackham's, and all the counter girls, it was, all of them had different perfumes, and I was choking. I was only young, and I was choking going through there, and it really made me feel horrible. I relate to you, Dr. Justina, when you say it's too heavy.
Well, I worked in cosmetics part-time for years. I was a makeup artist, and I just did it for fun. I love to help people transform from one thing to another, and I'd love the discounts. Let me just tell you that. And you got free stuff from Chanel and whomever else. Anyway, there's always a perfume counter that's in the department, and there's so many perfumes. And I would say to the people working there, I don't know how you do it, because you get such a headache. And they said they just become immune to it after a while. And they have coffee beans in a container that they would sniff in between, so that they could, I guess, get their nostrils neutralized, so they could actually smell something after they left there. I don't know.
Gosh.
Wow, I never knew that.
It would
Yes.
give me a headache, definitely, because of all the different smells that they would attack your sensory here, and that's where the headaches would come from the temples. And a high level of smell would naturally affect the temples.
Absolutely. And if you do have a headache, you know who to call. Call Caroline. But we are out of time, my friends. So let's go with the lightning round of providing our contact information and who we want to contact us. Let's go with Dr. Justina.
My contact information, it's on all social media platforms. I'm at Justina Mutale. And of course, my email address is justinamutale@justinamutale or justinamutale@hotmail.com. People can also just Google me and they will be able to find me.
Okay. Thank you very much. And we're going to have an updating of these banners so we can have all of the correct information. All right, Dr. Chan, I know you have a whole bunch of information you want to share. I have some of your new links to share, but go ahead, please.
Okay. Thank you, Dr. Jacalyn. I'll just be short and brief. I'm interested in anyone who wants to be connected to their creative heart genius, who wants to be connected to their inner child essence, to bring their joy, to bring their creativity out into their life that they might have forgotten. Please do contact me on info@madalenchan.com or go onto my website, madalenchan.com. Or you can find me on LinkedIn, Dr. Madalene Chan. There, I think it's just on the banner there. Okay, thank you.
You can find her outside of her house because she's been pushed out by the aloe plant. Caroline.
Well, if you want to break through the patterns that are causing your stress, if you want to have a great night's sleep, and if you want to literally obliterate the blueprint, the patterns that are creating your physical, emotional, mental stress, reach out on nomorestress@live.co.uk. Or call me if you're international, +44. If you're local, 07523 120 189. I'm also on social media platforms. You will find me on Facebook using my name, Caroline HEWARD, and also on LinkedIn as well. Those are my two preferred platforms. And I'm just literally breaking into Instagram as well, slowly but surely. But please do reach out, and I would look forward to helping you bust your stress.
Thank you, Caroline. I really appreciate it. All right, we're closing out and we're going to turn over to our sponsors. I just want to share one thing that happened earlier today, which I thought was amazing. We had a new TV show host who's in India. His name is Naveen, and he's a grapho technology expert. So he basically does handwriting analysis, and he analyzed my handwriting without ever having met me. I just got a book and I wrote something out, and maybe 10 minutes later he met me, and so he didn't have time to research, and everything he said was spot on. And so I just think it's amazing about all the things that we don't even know about in this world, and people are coming to our platform and they're sharing it. So today we learned all about flowers, things that I didn't even know. So thank you for being part of this journey. I really appreciate each and every one of you.
Thank you, Dr. Jacalyn.
Thank you,
Dr. Madalene, and thank you, Caroline. Bye-bye.
Bye. Thank you, everyone. Bye.
Thank you, E360 TV.
USA Global TV and Radio proudly presents our partner and sponsor, Mr. Philip Sykes and the British School of Excellence. Building confidence, changing lives. And now, proudly presenting the Polished Professional.
On a transformative journey with the British School of Excellence's comprehensive suite of masterclasses, crafted to elevate your professional and personal life. 8 outstanding modules will elevate you to the next level. Module 1, Exploring Life's Purpose, delves into the depths of self-discovery, guiding you to chart your unique path to fulfillment and success. Module 2, Mastering Professional Presence and Confidence. This masterclass is a deep dive into the art of self-assurance and commanding presence, which is essential for standing out in today's competitive landscape. Module 3, Learn the Secrets of Visual Impact, how to curate a personal style that amplifies your professional brand. Module 4, Mastering Professional Etiquette and Communication Excellence, navigating the nuances of corporate interaction with grace and tact. Module 5, elegance in eloquence. We impart powerful techniques to captivate and persuade any audience with your oratory skills. Module 6, unlock the potential of your emotional intelligence, EQ, and harness the ability to connect, empathize, and lead with emotional savvy. Module 7, mastering DISC, building a gateway to understanding behavioral styles, fostering better personal and professional relationships. Module 8, mastery in dining etiquette, building your confidence to perfect the subtleties of dining with finesse, enhancing your social savviness at any table. Step into the Polished Professional program where poise, elegance, and excellence aren't just taught, they're instilled for life. Join us to redefine your potential and polish your professional edge.
To learn more, go to thebritishschoolofexcellence.com. The British School of Excellence are investors in people. Let us invest in you. This program has been brought to you in part by Zane Carson Carruth, etiquette and protocol expert, international award-winning author, television show host, and philanthropist. Thank you to Zane, our official diamond sponsor for USA Global TV and Radio in partnership with E360 TV. Zane is the author of The World's First Tooth Fairy Ever, as well as many other children's books. She's also the television host of Elegance, Polished Demeanor, and Posh Living, seen on USA Global TV and Radio.
Hi, my name is Zane Carson Carruth, and I'm the author of this book, The World's First Tooth Fairy Ever.
Reading is magic. Studies have shown that reading to your children lays the foundation for greater success in life. Reading helps develop language and vocabulary skills. It helps improve memory, and it encourages curiosity and inspires creativity. The benefits are immeasurable, and as a parent, you'll benefit too. In only 10 or 15 minutes a day, you'll be creating more memories and a bonding experience that will last for years to come. So take time to read to your children. Read them books about things that engage and interest them. Tales of fairies and magic fascinate children, and as everyone knows, the Tooth Fairy is at the top of the list. If your child loves magic, wands, adventure, and what child doesn't, you'll love reading them books from the trademarked series, The World's First Tooth Fairy Ever. Follow along as Abella, the world's first tooth fairy, accidentally starts the tooth fairy tradition. Learn the tricks of being a professional tooth fairy in the book, Abella Starts a Tooth Fairy School. Your child's imagination will soar as you read the adventures of Abella and her magic wand. These wonderful books are available at worldsfirsttoothfairy.com and at Amazon, Barnes & Noble, and Walmart.
To learn more about Zane, contact her through her website, zanecarruth.com, ZANECARRUTH.com. Order Zane's books and merchandise. Contact her about being a keynote speaker at your next event.